Little one, come in here a moment. I wanted to apologize for calling you in from play earlier. I know that it upset you, but the ego can always see you on the dunes, and it is dangerous, little one. These sands are not like the woods of your ancestors. Do not give me that pout, girl. You know I hate to coop you up like this. Why, when I was your age, I would climb up into the trees for days and not return until my stash of chocolates ran out. Would you like one? A chocolate? I made them fresh this morning. There you are, my happy little gecko. You never could hide a smile from me. Why don't you take a seat, little one? You have my apology, but you do not have my explanation. And you are old enough to know why we no longer live in safety. You see, long ago, before geckos climbed trees, a powerful tribe guarded the mighty oaks. And your grandmother, little Zisha, was its chief. Hello, one and all, and welcome to a very special episode of Unbalanced Encounters. I'm your host, Patrick Perini, and I am joined in the studio today by the one and only Emily Greymoore. Say hi, Emily.
Hi. That is all.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. One word. It's fine. I'm trying to do banter. It's fine.
I'm just following orders.
Another friendly face. We've seen him in The Hateful Fate, and he is back once again. Nick Plaisance, how you doing?
Howdy, everybody.
And I'm extremely excited for our special guest for this very special Taniyn bonus arc, Sadie Pasley. Hi. How you doing?
I'm excited to be here.
Yay!
We are excited to have you. And, you know, I feel like that's a good energy for us to maintain because this is going to, this arc, I want to prep all of you now. This arc, this could be tough. This could be a little tough.
Can I guest star on like a coffee shop episode sometime?
Yeah, can we have a cozy bonus arc next time,
I don't
please?
know what about me screams grimdark to you, but
That's a good point. Yeah.
So as we have just heard from that little intro, we are telling a Taniyn story here. We are telling the story of the Taniyn in their ancestral home. And I have a little bit of scene setting that I would love to do if you are all ready to get into it.
Yes.
Everybody breathe. Just like
One moment.
We're all gonna take like we're gonna do some square breathing. You know, we're gonna relax the heart rate. It's gonna be great.
you know, like the nervous toots.
All right.
Towering oaks dominate the Eastern Wealds. A sea of autumnal reds and yellows ablaze beneath our wings as we soar through a clear blue sky. We tip up and fade into the white, hot light of the sun before dropping into a freefall. We pull back to see a wyvern tucked into a nosedive. It splashes down into a shock of brittle orange leaves and then thrusts its wings out, rolling to slip in between two massive trunks. Perched in those trunks are lookout stations. One of the guards waves as our wyvern passes. More and more buildings appear in the trees, growing ever more complex, until the wyvern finally slips into a clearing. The grove. Treetop dwellings and roosts give way to loamy ground dotted with smokehouses, workhouses, and wells. Giant belly-dragging iguanas haul carts alongside their Taniyn villagers. Small stone automata reach tentacled arms into trees to harvest fruit. One lobs a persimmon up, and our wyvern snaps it into its jaws. It swoops back above the tree line and hangs. Sniffing the air, it is looking for someone. Its human counterpart. It holds there for a moment and then all of a sudden dives into another smaller clearing. Leaves crackle and break above a shrine. In attendance, a Taniyn woman is indulging in ritual compunction. This woman is not our wyvern's human. This woman's lizard is small, tucked into the neckline of her jerkin. But this woman is who we're looking for. Sadie, would you please introduce your character for us?
Hickory, also known as Kory, is a about 40-year-old woman. She is very much concerned about the community, and she wants good things for them.
A fact that I feel often leads Hickory, or Kory, as she is more generally known, to behave in maybe somewhat perfunctory ways, which I think helps explain why she is at this shrine. Now, this shrine is a place that you would be intimately familiar with. It is the nearest shrine to the grove, to the elder god Shahida, an inconceivably large owl made of shimmering gemstone, responsible for the cycle of reincarnation and the auroras in the peaks of the mountains. This is like the normal local shrine, right? Like you come, you give offerings, you do the stuff. It's just part of what you. It's the done thing. And so I'm very curious, what does this moment look like as Kory is disturbed momentarily by a wyvern that then breaches back up through the trees? What does her worship look like, and how does she react?
She is quiet. Startled by this wyvern, she crinkles her face, looks up, and quickly adjusts her composure and continues placing her offerings just so, in the right order, the right manner, the right respectful tone and posture.
I would love for you to make me, we'll say, just a spellcasting check, because Kory is indeed a cleric. I'm curious as to how much she's vibing with the gods right now.
11.
I would imagine that on an 11, this is probably a pretty empty feeling in this moment. I feel like we use the word perfunctory, and that seems to resonate here, where it's like it's
what you do.
Yeah, that death doesn't come visit you prematurely, right? This is the process. And I think we see Kory sort of head bent, hands facing upward in a deferential gesture. And you hear a little rumble in the leaves. Maybe that fucking wyvern again, right? Like that might be what's going on. And then it gets a little louder. And a little louder still. And then you see something burst through the tree line. An eagle? It looks a little battered and it's flying kind of upside down. It's like pitched halfway through a barrel roll and it contorts itself and it snaps its paper wings dead straight, tucks into a dive, and pushes back into the trees. And not 10 seconds later, a glass owl bursts into the clearing, chased by 100 of these paper eagles. What do you do?
I quickly rush through the motions of this ritual.
Quickly finish what you're doing. I have to quickly finish my math. I'm so sorry.
Will not be disturbed.
I cannot fuck this up.
D&D stands for do not disturb.
Yes.
Yeah, please take inspiration. That's incredible.
That was so good. Shit.
Go ahead and make me a religion check here as this dog fight is taking place above this shrine.
16.
Okay, yeah, I think that you speed run it, right? Like this is how you spend like your afternoons. You're just like, and you get it done very, very quickly while again this dog fight is sort of raging overhead, and you see that this owl, which is larger than any one of these paper eagles, but smaller than the nearly 100 that are swarming it in all directions, is taking huge chunks out of them. It like whips back, bares its beak, punctures through one of them, explodes into confetti, and that's one down, but there are so many that it is only a matter of time before this thing is brought down. And they seem to be impervious to anything less than a fully destructive hit. What do you do?
I think I approach slowly to try to gain a better sense of what's going on.
Okay, go ahead and make me, we'll say your choice of insight, investigation, or perception.
A 10 for insight.
I think it's at that point that your lizard probably pokes its head out from your kind of neckline. It's been tucked away.
Kory, what's going on? Is there a fight? Oh, no, Kory, we should go. I don't like this. Tizzy is a very small, anxious green lizard.
Tizzy kind of looks up and you're trying to make sense of this situation, and really this is truly beyond any of your training, any of your ritual. This is not, you're having a very hard time making sense of this. And you hear the owl screech in this high and metallic sound. And one of its feathers detaches and begins to plummet down towards you.
I'm going to try to catch the feather.
Give me acrobatics. This is a relatively low DC.
That is a 4.
Incredible.
How low was that DC, Patrick?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think the way I'm going to interpret that is that you overextend, and I think that we see Kory start to piece together the rough idea of what's happening here. This feather is falling too quickly. It's not a feather. You recognize about midway through its flight, this is a piece of glass, and if it hits the ground, it's going to fucking shatter. And so you dive for this thing, and you grab it, and you go into like an over-the-shoulder roll, and then all of a sudden, about half of these paper eagles pitch and start heading directly for you. Shit. What do you do?
I think that I panic and start running for the village.
You know these woods. You know these woods by foot. You know them by glider. You know them by birthright. And so you are around a tree, ducking away. These things are getting caught in branches and brambles. And you hit a tiny little glen, not more than 10 foot across, and catch your breath for a second. The rustling of paper, distant enough. You've put some space in between you and them. The glass owl bursts through the trees, knocking off of one of the branches. Bits of it shatter away and tinkle to the ground. And it slams into one of these trees and slides down into a heap.
Do I have the presence of mind to make the association that this glass owl might be very important to the community?
I think that your initial reactivity was so baffled and you're so regimented that this was and this was so out of step that you didn't notice it at first. But on a 16 religion check, quite a bit smaller, but the rest of it fits. This might be Shahida. Or an avatar thereof.
I'm going to cautiously approach the owl.
You hear the kind of rustling of leaves and the scraping of glass on stone and bark as this thing is obviously in a tremendous amount of pain. Go ahead and give me really any of your choice of the investigatory skills, right? Like if you're looking for how is this thing, like what is this thing's magic, give me arcana. If you want to know more about the religion, give me religion, whatever you want.
I would like to roll for medicine.
That is incredible.
Ooh,
Please
I
roll
like
me a
that.
medicine check.
I would like to use my inspiration on this
Please.
as well.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I rolled 2 4s for a 7.
Third
I'm getting new dice.
Okay, that's it. Dice jail.
I'm really glad I asked y'all
Okay.
to protect me before this started.
I know. You walk over to this glass owl and see that its body has started to kind of deform a little bit. The shape is being lost. The wings are no longer discernible. It's just a pile of glass, stained glass, the color of the aurora, formless except for this owl head, and it turns 180 degrees so that it's looking at you upside down and coughs in pain. And you get the sense that your medicine is by no means constrained to the mortal world. You are Taniyn. You are divinity. You are way out of your fucking element.
Is there any way that I can help you?
Keep that true. Keep it. It's safe. You see this thing's head flip back over. And it seems to kind of crunch itself into something of an avian shape, something of a bird's shape, and it kind of crunches its front limbs out like an owlbear's claws, these wings on knuckles, and it drags itself a step toward you, and it says, "Whatever you do, keep that truth safe. Do you understand?"
No.
I love it. No.
No. I don't understand.
All of a sudden, there is a claw pointed at your chest, and you see that it kind of shakily directs itself to your clenched fist around the shard of glass.
Okay.
This thing soars up into the sky, and with the crackling of leaves and glass, vanishes.
I'm going to take this shard of glass and I am going to wrap it with my holy symbol, my scarf with the bells, and I'm going to tie it under my shirt so that it's not seen.
I think you take a minute to do that, and I think that you secure it tightly. And then you and Tizzy both hear echoing from some distant edge of the tree line. Rossa, what the fuck are you doing here? And with that, we're gonna jump. Emily,
Hello.
today was a pretty normal day for your character. Nothing special. No meetings on the agenda, no work
Great.
that you give a shit about anyway.
Amazing.
And so you were kind of your own volition this morning when your lizard informed you that your friend and technically your superior, Thistlefoot, thank you very much, Icewind Gale, for the name Thistlefoot, was due to return from a scouting mission. So you had a little think and decided, hey, maybe I could go meet them. The edge of the woods is always a fun place to have a look around. This might be an interesting circumstance. You are now running alongside Thistlefoot at a dead fucking sprint from a giant lizard.
What?
Escalated quickly.
Excuse me?
6 limbs pile over one another as this thing gnashes and gnaws its way through stone. It has been chasing Thistlefoot all the way from the northern deserts.
Oh my god. Wait, is this what I think it is?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
I told you I wouldn't play it nice this time.
Immediate.
Instant death. TPK.
No chill.
You and Thistlefoot are currently running from an entity that you know to be called Sligo,
Yep. Yep.
Fuck off, Patrick.
who is really not happy that the Taniyn have overstepped their boundaries and invaded its patch of desert. I should say running with Thistlefoot. Thistlefoot's actually gliding. Thistlefoot is actually holding on to the legs of their lizard, Rue. Also, thank you, Icewind Gale, for the name. And is probably about 10 feet above the ground, just soaring kind of alongside you. You're not supposed to be here. Emily, would you please describe your character?
Goodness gracious. So Rossa is a 22-year-old young woman who takes great pride in her appearance. She did not dress for this. She was not anticipating having to be running full pelt from something that can delete her from existence if it touches her. She's got like thick brown curls that she has sort of like tied sort of half up, and she's kind of like flowing behind her. She's got lovely kind of like robes sort of tied in a sash around her middle. Boots with a bit of a heel, which is not appropriate for this kind of running. And she is just screaming as she's running through the woods. Thistlefoot, God damn it, what did you bring with you?
This is why we don't tread outside of the hallowed grounds. This was my job.
Then why did you do it?
That's my job. And it is roughly at this point that Kory pokes her head out from a couple of trees and sees a couple 100 yards away, running on bare earth and stone up the eastern hills, desperately trying to get to the sanctity of the grove, Thistlefoot, Rue, Rossa. Rossa, is your lizard with you?
No.
Okay. Just gave you this little quest and fucked off. That seems about right.
He was, so, Naroon is, he takes sort of a, governor kind of role, I suppose, in her life. So he is very much do as you're told and not as I do, that kind of thing. Yeah, so he's just like, you go do this thing, this will be good for you, and I'll see you when you get back. So, yeah, he is not there.
Well, you're establishing the narrative stakes of what is immediately going to turn into a skill challenge.
Oh, Lord.
We need 3 successes before we hit 3 failures. I will kill characters.
Great. I don't have another character sheet lined up, but we'll see.
No, none of you do.
Is there anything that Rossa knows from the old stories and legends about Sligo that could appease them in some way?
Yeah, get the fuck off of their territory.
Yeah, well, we're off now.
Not yet. That's the whole thing. You're running to get off the territory.
Okay.
Yeah. You see that all of the earth that Sligo is devouring is turning into crystal white sand behind it.
Would she know about the rosemary thing?
Yeah, probably. Spoilers for Arc 3, I guess, if you're new. Maybe don't start with this one.
Maybe don't.
You know?
Yeah, right. I have cook's utensils and a herbalism kit on my person.
Oh, that's right. You have the chef feat for this one, huh?
I may have some rosemary on me somewhere.
This just turned into a Zelda minigame.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, literally, just concocting as I run. Would you be okay if I use survival?
Yeah, that's
to,
survival. Cooking while running for your life in heels
and like
is
fling them
absolutely
behind
survival.
me. Yes. Okay. Great.
I've never heard of a more apt description. Honestly, we should petition wizards to rewrite survival: cooking while running in heels, trying to survive.
I feel like she would just try and like grab her herb pouch and sort of fling it behind her and see and hope for the best that there's some rosemary in there.
Go ahead and give me a survival check. We're going to say this is DC 15.
Oh, Lord have mercy, come on.
At least I'm not rolling.
It's a 10. It was so close to a 19.
You huck it back. You hit Thistlefoot in the face. They are now on the ground. Rue is flying forward.
Shit.
Damn it! Oh, Rossa, what the hell?
What? Try to throw the thing into Rossa and run! What are you doing?
Okay, Kory, how are you addressing this situation? As a cleric within Taniyyn society, you would have relatively good knowledge of the elder gods that exist and interface with your people regularly. You know this is Sligo, and you know that if you can get them to the tree line, they're going to be safe. You also could theoretically address Sligo.
What would be the proper way to address Sligo?
You tell me. We've never done this before.
Honestly, never have done it before.
On site.
Sligo, protector of your domain, please forgive their trespass. They are leaving.
Go ahead and give me the better of persuasion or... Actually, you know what? Nah, fuck all of that. This is a spell attack. This is going to be Wisdom Proficiency D20, and you're going to do it with advantage for the Thaumaturgy.
Nat 20 for 26.
Finally!
We're done.
Yes.
We're in.
We're done.
Thank God.
See, this is Kory's element.
Yes. I love it. This is fantastic.
Sligo. Akiraing through these rocks, decimating everything in his path, is inches away from Thistlefoot's leg. And your voice... And he... Cleric, do you vouch for them?
I do, and I bow.
Keep them to your turf. I will not have them interfering with my work again. And he slides back into this newly formed sand and slips away, and Thistlefoot grabs the bag of spices, chucks it at Rossa, and stands up and just walks over and starts beating her with their own satchel.
Shit. This was your fault. What are you doing?
What are you doing out here?
Ow,
damn it!
Ow, stop. Narun told me to come and see you. Jeez.
Narun. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to see your mother.
Oh, do we have to?
Can I interject something
Yeah, of course,
here?
Of course.
I'm assuming that Kory would be able to kind of catch up with them.
Yeah. You can slide down this hill, get to them really quick.
Yes. I think that Kory grabs Rossa by the collar and pulls her in for an ungentle hug. Cousin, you take too much after your father's side. Be careful.
All right, Kory, I'm sorry. Thanks for the, it was good. It was very cool.
Thistlefoot runs a hand through their sort of sandy hair, picks up all of the shit that's now all over the ground, looks in the sky for Rue, who kind of sails overhead. Yeah, we owe you a bunch there, Kory. Thanks for not letting us die.
Please don't die.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
All right.
And we cut back, actually, several hours to the early morning in the Grove. Nick, I kind of imagine that your character is a bit of an anxious early riser. Does that feel right?
Yeah, he's gone before anyone notices, but it's expected at this point.
Would you please introduce us to Basil as he walks out into the pre-dawn streets of the Grove?
Absolutely. So Basilok is a gangly teenager. He is this olive-skinned, short black hair that is like a horrible haircut, which we'll get to in a second. And his clothes, I mean, they're not falling apart or anything, but he obviously dressed himself while not paying attention and is walking out barefoot across the way, across Basil, as he's affectionately known by everyone, across his shoulders, and contributing to his overly large and developed calf muscles is a very chunky boy of a marine iguana that is bright turquoise and crimson colored, spines bristling in the sun. And that marine iguana is currently giving Basil one of hundreds of haircuts as he chomps on the back of his hair and clips all the grease out of it.
That's fucking adorable. I'm extremely curious, as Basil is kind of moving through this little village, there are no shortage of people who are up either extraordinarily early or extraordinarily late, or never sleep. Because something that is true about the Taniyn at this time is that they are very heavily reliant on the labor of guardians. And so you, as being one of the few people who are entrusted in the Taniyn reliquary, I would imagine have a pretty close, personal, with heavy air quotes, relationship with many of these guardians. Now, these guardians are a little different than we know Guard to be in the main show. They don't speak. They are not considered to be people, but I would imagine that Basil still enjoys interacting with them. And so as you're walking around, there are people who are hauling meats into smokehouses, and there are the harvester guardians, these spider-like creatures that are kind of climbing up trees and reaching out tentacled arms that are plucking all of this fruit. There are the bearer guardians that are, sort of hauling carts. And there are, of course, the sentinels, which are theoretically guardians, the statuesque figures that stand outside of the edge of the grove and at important corners that don't really move very much. Theoretically, they're for defense. Who's to say? Give me a little bit. Walk me through Basil's route to the reliquary in the morning.
Basil's head is straight down. He has a bit of a notebook, just loosely bound parchment paper and chicken scrawl all over it. And that notebook is by leather tongue attached to his belt. He did not do that. His lizard did that for him because he constantly lost it. And he is currently head down into his notes that he is lifting kind of up to his shoulder where the chunky boy lizard is. And he is talking to his lizard, who he refers to as Brenalock. And Basil says, okay, what about this one? I know. Don't get mad at me. I don't know what it says. Do you remember what I wrote right here? And the iguana is just chomping on his hair.
Go ahead and roll me. We're going to say the better of an acrobatics or athletics check, please.
That's a 4 on acrobatics.
We're loving these 4s.
The dice are paid actors, etc. Out of 4, you fully walk into the back of one of these bearer guardians. And this thing has no arms. It really just has like a chassis that it kind of looks as if you could mount things to. As a matter of fact, you know that is how these things often operate, is they get kind of hooked up to carts or plows and they just walk, right? Like they are just these big sort of thick-trunked walking machines, effectively. And you just walked right into the back of one, and it stops, turns very robotically, looks down, and you hear it go as its head bobs back and forth.
Oh, sorry. The iguana speaks up into Basil's ear and says,
"That is the 5th time this week. You are going for your record. You are going to leave stains all over the Guardians. You need to stop and focus."
and Basil does what he typically does, interacting with the Guardians, and speaks for them. Oh, that's okay, Basil. We all love you. You're the best.
My God.
It's okay, man. We just love to see you every morning. See, Bryony, it's fine.
Take inspiration.
Why is Basil so much like me in high school? Like,
You see the Guardian take kind of one big boom, step back, spin 180 degrees. You would think it would be at the waist, but it's actually like right below where the like rib cage would be, and then brush its lower back off.
Unlike most people, Basil is very much like his attention is held by the Guardians, and he just gives a little polite clapping, and it looks up at Bryony, clap.
I will not clap.
You've been working on your moves, and I love your dancing. You have been working so hard. It's paying off. I can see it.
The Guardian gives a little bow.
Basil returns it and drops his notebook, which hits against his leg, and he gets the tongue and gets it back up into his hands.
It's about at that point that you see kind of a grizzled old farmer walk up to you.
Boy, what the hell are you doing?
This is absolutely ridiculous behavior. Don't talk to them. You know they can't hear you.
You don't really know that. None of us really know that.
You with your theoreticals. Go study your lore. And he turns around and starts to hook this Guardian up to a plow.
Hey, you don't remember where I left my satchel? No? Okay, bye.
And with that, you make your way to the reliquary, the religious archives of the Taniyn, a building that is very heavily ornamented, has, kind of several layers of areas that people can access. So there's a front portion of this that is a shrine to, Shahida and Sligo and all of the other prominent elder gods that the Taniyn have a relationship with. And then there is sort of an inner cloister where, you can meet with the spiritual leaders. And it's a space that hasn't really gotten a ton of use last generation or so, but it exists. And then on the absolute interior, the area that no one else is permitted to go in besides Basil, Bryony, and your mentor, is the actual reliquary. And this is where all of the artifacts are stored. It is also where you take lessons from your mentor. And you get up to the door. You've got like a big ring of keys. It's the keys are like the size of like a, they're like 3 foot long for no reason, right?
Yeah.
Like they're massive. You kind of chunk the door open and make your way inside. And when you get inside, there are all manner of magic items crowding this place. You have an abstract understanding that it was supposed to be like a very organized, structured place of worship for these items. These are holy items to your tribe, which is a divine tribe, right? Like they're meant to be revered in this space. Boxes, crates. There's like an old couch in the back, and actually from that old couch in the back you hear
Perini, don't you do it. You promised me you would give me 2 minutes. Okay, don't you do it.
Hey, you wake up!
oh yeah, the kid.
Yep, I'm here.
Great, fantastic. And you see your mentor Ojin sit up, stretch his back out, cough a little bit. Wait, what the hell time is it?
Oh no. Don't be mad. I don't know.
He takes his lute, which is sitting on the ground, and it is this like huge, long-necked 30-string lute.
Jesus.
And he lifts it up and he sort of pokes at like a window curtain, kind of tucks it away and sees the light coming in, puts it back. Judging by that angle of light, I would say it's too fucking early.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah.
Do you know what time I got in last night?
Dare I say early to get a good night's sleep that you deserve?
What's your AC?
Fuck you too. I think at the moment, he's just in his clothes, so I guess it would be it's 8 plus dexterity, right? So I think it's 9.
10 plus dex. 10 plus dex.
Oh, it's 10 plus dex. Yeah, it's
so 11.
11 right now. Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Funny.
This loot cracks over your head, and
You deserve that. Yes. I love it when he does that.
The lizard gets it. He tucks the loot kind of back under his arm and he leans on it and he says, I got in an hour ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I deserve that. Maybe. I don't know.
I just don't understand why you can't be cool, man.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
Like, this is a comparatively cushy gig. You remember the lore, you keep track of the boxes that nobody ever touches. It's an easy gig. Why do you have to make it so fucking hard?
I guess it's just the way I am. Is that the right answer?
Right, yes, okay. Fine. Perini, can you please tell me what the fuck happened? From what I understand, listen, we all know the lore. We all know the lore of all of the heroes that you have been twin to your entire existence. You used to be cool, man. What the hell?
Look, eternity is a long time, and sometimes you get bored and you experiment, and you take poops where you're not supposed to take poops, and then you are punished for it.
I suppose that would do it, yeah. All right. I've been there.
Yep, another win for Basil today. This is going great.
All right, listen, kid. I'm going back to bed. I am going to get another couple hours worth of sleep. You are going to go work with pancakes to make sure that nobody has touched the boxes, that nobody fucking touches. I want them all recatalogued.
Okay, I understand. Have you checked in with pancakes this morning by any chance?
You feel one of these spider guardians land on your head. And they're pretty goddamn, like, this thing is a small creature, but it's pretty goddamn heavy. It's made of full ceramic, and it just like cracks off of your head and then lands on the ground and like props itself up on its 8 arms.
Hey, pancakes.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Just between the couple of skull cracks you've gotten this morning.
Basil's not having a good morning.
Okay.
Listen, you're a warlock. You're not that low level of a warlock. Pancake sort of servos itself up onto its arms.
Hey, he looks good, Brian. Don't say a word.
You see that it kind of twitches a little bit.
Hey, why don't Pancakes? Why don't we go get our work done and we'll get you all sorted, okay? Just let's get out of here real quick. We gotta go fix it.
It gives you a salute with one of its arms and then follows you with its other 7. So it's like saluting while it's full sprinting after you, desperately trying not to trip over its own arms.
Brainy, I told you that the cannon wouldn't fit on Pancakes. He's too small.
Oh, well, he seemed to have gotten it off of himself anyways.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't do that. So I don't know how he did it. I don't know who did it, but we need to get out of here.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, please.
Good thing I'm good at that. That's a 16 total.
Okay. On a 16, you see a little bit of the sort of bond magic that you know these guardians to sort of operate on, like sizzle a little bit. And you see a little hairline fracture kind of down the carapace of Pancakes.
Oh, Pancakes, I'm guessing they've kind of moved a little bit away.
Yeah. You're like back toward the front of this room. You're like, you've got your clipboard out. You're starting your work.
Every time Basil moves through the reliquary, perched on his shoulders, Briny always has like those long iguana tentacles just on top of his head and forehead, keeping his head focused and moving straight so he doesn't bump into all the relics, which he always does. And Basil's looking down and going, Briny, I don't think we did that. That wasn't from the straps or anything. Pancakes, are you okay? And he's just looking at the guardian.
There's no response.
Yep, Basil, as usual. Yeah, I'm okay, Basil. Thanks for asking about me.
If you would be so kind as to roll me an investigation check to represent your archive work here.
Ooh, that would be a 25.
Oh, fuck.
He's got to be good at something, right?
That's incredible. So on a 25, you spend probably the better part of like 2 hours working on this checklist. And how Basil maintains any amount of focus through what is the most repetitive task he's ever done in his goddamn life, I have no idea.
It's the hyper focus. Like
it's impressive because you are comparing. It's like you're looking at the spot the differences pictures, and there are no differences. So you're just listing things about the pictures, right? These are identical situations. The only discrepancies are ones that you caused yourself because only you and Ojin are ever in here, and Ojin rarely leaves that goddamn couch.
Stranger's cat.
There's nothing here that has changed until you get to the end of a particular corridor and you realize you've got to lock a chain that is sort of wrapped around the cannon that you tried to mount to Pancakes a little while ago. You're missing a key.
Okay. No, not again. Briny, I can't ask him for help again. This can't be happening. Do you know where? Why do I lose all these things?
Pancakes kind of skitters up the shelf.
Pancakes, you don't have the key, do you? Oh wait, is it up there? Basil's gonna try to reach up there.
As you reach, you hear something very unordinary. When the last feather falls, the sage god shall shatter. The first leaf to burn shall see the small gods scattered. And Pancakes is like twitching again.
Oh no. I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything. I should be doing something. I should be writing this down. Okay, we're in a notebook. And just frantically trying to scroll stuff, whatever he just heard.
So you write it down. And you see Pancakes kind of come back to the ground. And it's looking a little confused.
Pancakes, okay. Look, we're not gonna try the cannon again, and we've learned about making breakfast. What? Whoa! Briny, did you hear? Pancakes. That wasn't my voice that time, Briny. That wasn't my voice, right? I'm not losing it.
Should it have been your voice?
Hi. This is either the greatest or worst day of my life. I don't know what's happening.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
It was that hit to the head.
Oh,
You never can tell.
Nat 20. That's a 26.
Ayo!
As a warlock, you are no stranger to telepathic speech. This is not a real voice, not one that could be produced by a body or even really by a soul in the sort of mortal or divine sense. It's more the way that your thoughts are interpreting the information that you're receiving, and you seem to be getting information from pancakes.
Basil gets all of his powers really from the vast experience and power invested in Brinolock. However, that has mostly gone to waste, as Basil has rarely had any interest in it. And recognizing this now and knowing what it might be, he looks dead at pancakes, he crouches down on one knee and says, okay, I think this works. If this works the way I think it works, pancakes, how? I know we had to leave early, and I'm really sorry about that, but how did you get the cannon off of you?
Master Ojin did it for me.
Oh, crap. Someone does know. I thought there was a little extra salt behind that loot hit this time. Okay. Okay, second question, and I promise I'm not going to pepper you with questions. I just wanted to know, when, that time you were making breakfast for me and Bryony, did you enjoy that?
Making pancakes.
Yeah, the pancakes.
It felt a good use of my physicality.
Bryony, I told you.
Yay!
Yes, win for Basil today.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay, this communication is definitely new. Pancakes, do you know why this is happening?
No.
Cool. Cool.
That message
Everything's
seemed
fine.
important, though. I thought you ought to know.
Pancakes, you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to. Were you supposed to give that message to me, or was it just for anyone who was in the vicinity?
Oh, Basil!
Oh,
I
bless
don't
his
believe
heart.
I was supposed to give that message to anyone. That message simply seemed important, and he pauses for like a second. Exercised judgment.
I always knew that you guys could do that. But, I just want to circle back to the me thing.
Boy, don't get ahead of yourself. You got the answer you wanted. That's probably the best case scenario. Just leave it.
At this point, you hear the door unlock.
Oh, you know what, Pancakes? Why don't you just sit on the shelf and try not to, just don't do anything on your own for a second, okay?
Understood. And Rossa pushes the door open. Rossa, you have just gotten back from narrowly escaping death. Your cousin and Thistlefoot have gone to begin the council meeting to figure out what the fuck to do about that. And you figured it might not be a bad idea to go, quote, see where Ojin is. Because he's technically supposed to be there too.
All right, fair enough.
You just have Ojin's key.
Oh.
You're really not supposed to be back here.
Privileges of being, the only child.
You see Basil talking to himself.
Okay,
Basil,
just stay
will
right here,
you-
Pancakes. Whoa, what?
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. Are you okay? You seem a little bit more scatty than usual.
Oh, no. I'm totally fine. What are you talking about? I'm real cool. You look real cool today too. I mean,
Thank you.
What, Bryony, what word am I looking for?
The vibes.
Yeah, right. The vibes are really cool today.
Oh, well, thank you, Basil. I did my hair and I put extra. Do you think Ojin will like it?
Honestly, I don't know if Ojin really likes anything.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Is he in? Is he? I assume he's needed in a meeting. So I was wondering if he was here, and because I need to bring him back.
He is. He's, is it an important meeting? Because he's asleep, and he may or may not have already been, woken up impertinently and responded aggressively, so I'd rather not do that again.
He hit you on the head again, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. It's fine. She's just gonna walk past Basil and like bust into the back. Oh, Jim?
You slip into the back, and we're gonna stay on Basil for a second because I think what we hear is you say Ojin, and Ojin wakes up, greets you immediately, like pulls a curtain room divider to like cut Basil out of this interaction.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh.
You're honestly, Basil, you're not really sure when he set that up, but it seems to be like on a rail between two shelves, so he could just like close off half the room.
Honestly, Bryony, I'm surprised it doesn't have my name embroidered on it.
Oh,
God.
bless his heart. Oh my goodness.
Should I continue doing nothing?
Wait, Bryony, do you hear pancakes?
Yes, I hear pancakes. I wanted to be noted that this was an opportunity to really mess with you, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, this is serious.
Okay, I get it. Pancakes. Look, I just I want to be absolutely certain that I'm not like losing my mind. So I just needed a second to get it together, and I just cannot get it together when
Rossa is around.
Yeah, okay, that.
I
Fine.
understand she is powerful.
Yeah, powerful. Yeah, that's the word. Pancakes.
She is the chief's daughter.
Okay, you know what? You don't have to make this harder for me. I mean, just can we just
Boy, your voice is doing that thing again.
Okay. Pancakes. What am I supposed to do?
I would recommend telling someone important about this.
Not me, right? I mean, obviously not me. Okay, someone important. I know plenty of it. Oh, crap. I think Rossa's probably pretty important.
She also mentioned a council meeting.
Right.
Perhaps that would be a suitable venue for raising this message.
Why don't I put you in my satchel, which I still haven't found. You know what? I'm just gonna hold you, and we're gonna go to the council meeting, okay? And you can tell them what you told me.
You left your satchel under the cannon, and Pancakes pulls out your satchel.
Cool. Thank you.
Would you
okay.
still like me to ride in it?
Yeah. Why don't you just ride in here? I'll take you and Bryony to the council meeting, and we'll
Should
get this
we
message.
wait for Master Ojin and Miss Rossa?
You know what? No.
You hear giggling from the other side of it.
Oh my.
Quick aside.
Sure.
How old is Ojin?
He's like late 20s, early 30s, so there is an
okay.
age gap there, but it's not.
Completely different vibe than I thought was happening.
Yeah, Ojin is far and away the youngest person on the actual council, and that is because the previous lore master died fairly young. So he just kind of got like, he had Basil's job, was good at it, and then just got put into the like chief position because there wasn't anyone else to do it.
Back in, Basil says, No, we're gonna do this. Us three, we got this, don't we?
Yes, we do. Go for it, Basil.
We see the trunk of an oak 60 feet in diameter. Ornate doors decorated in carved geometric filigree of the Taniyn. Blow open, and we rush in. An inner door blows open. We are moving down a hall, door after door after door, until we find ourselves in the council room. A massive round table grown out of the body of this oak. Chairs line, and in the center, opposite our camera, sits a Juno-esque figure. 6'3" 6. Olive skin, black hair, piercing black eyes that seem to catch the light an electric blue. And at her feet, a goddamn crocodile. Chief Selwa Rossa leans in her chair, toying with the solstice staff. Oh, Rossa, what am I to do with you?
It wasn't even my fault. Thistlefoot was the one who went too far and angered Sligo.
That is not how they tell it.
Who's they? And were they even there?
She stands to her full height, looks you in the eye, and alone in the room, thwacks the staff on this oaken table. Rossa, your indolence grows tiresome. You are the heir apparent to this chair. These people look up to you. Thistlefoot is your superior, yes, but they will not be forever.
I was just doing what Naroon told me to do. He said to go out to the edge of the forest and meet Thistlefoot, and that is what I did.
Cassius. Thank you, patron Sidian, for the name Cassius.
Nice.
What does the wisdom say about listening to your lizard when it gives you bad advice?
I think at that, Naroon is like behind Rossa and is a bit like...
I think Naroon actually appears in that moment. I think it's like a whoosh, and in a little lick of fire, Naroon peeks out from the shadows, and Cassius lumbers onto his haunches, sits up in that dog-like pose. A 400-pound crocodile crackling with electrical energy. The law says that judgment is to be executed by the Taniyn, and intuition, their lizard. Should this fall the other way around, the forest will burn. And you hear crackling electricity down his spines as he says the word burn.
So, what is the punishment? What do we have to do?
There will be no punishment, Rossa.
She tries to hide a bit of a smirk.
Roll me a deception check.
Nothing.
Selwa
shit.
gets... What does Selwa get to this? Selwa gets a +8 to this roll.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, she needs to roll a 0 because I rolled an 8, so...
She rolled an 8, so she doubles your...
Sound of 1,000 shits hitting us all can say.
and get grounded for life.
She disappears.
What?
And with the sound of deafening thunder reappears with the solstice staff up against your throat. You are an adult. You are a council observer, destined to become a council leader. You are Taniyn. She pulls back the staff, turns it around, dunks it on the ground. Get your shit together, girl.
Fine. That's the last time I take any orders from you, Naroon.
Do you want to describe Naroon for us? This is the first time we're seeing him.
So Naroon is a large Komodo dragon who is very much more in sort of an elemental form of fire rather than a kind of like physical reptile. He is kind of, when he's not physically next to her, he's kind of around or within her at some point. So there's always kind of like this warm haze if he's not sort of like physically standing next to her. Yeah. So he just kind of looks sassily and threateningly back at her, and the fire sort of glows a little brighter for a second, but he knows better than to say anything in this moment, I think.
Your mother cracks the staff against the oak table again. Go to your seat, girl. We have council business to discuss.
She kind of reluctantly nods her head in deference and with a very straight back goes and sits in her chair with chest out, chin up, and then Naroon comes and kind of like curls around the base of the chair. Thank you, Naroon. Getting me into trouble again. She's trying to say it without kind of moving her mouth too much. I did not get you into trouble, girl. That was you.
One by one, the council arrives. Thistlefoot and Kory are first, surprising no one. They walk in, Kory back as straight as an arrow, Thistlefoot a little more relaxed, and Thistlefoot shoots you a little bit of a look, Kory, as you walk in. How is Kory feeling in this moment?
Kory is a bit anxious. She theoretically knows that there is a proper channel to deliver the information of what she has seen. She also knows that in the face of a big shakeup, people are going to not follow the proper procedure. She's not looking forward to dealing with that.
And I think that we see a little bit of nervousness as Chief Rossa gestures to your seats. You at her right hand, Thistlefoot some ways around the table. The next to enter is Ojin, who enters silently, shoots Rossa a little smile, and takes his seat at Chief Roxa's left hand. Order and tradition. The last to enter is Council Observer Basil, and as he does, Chief Roxa takes a seat, and she looks up and she says, Basilok, thank you very much for affording me a moment alone with my daughter.
Of course.
I understand you have business to bring before the council. An interesting turn of, well, usual roles, is it not?
Yeah, I guess so. I was business. Oh, right. Yeah. Absolutely. Sorry, for a second, I thought that this was one of those meetings that you called me to.
Yes, hence my role reversal comment. You're usually the one getting chewed out for having screwed something up. That's normally the situation.
That's why I'm feeling so out of sorts, I guess.
Understandable, young one. Please. Go on.
Oh, can I ask you something real fast before I do this?
Are you asking me, the DM, or are you asking her in front of everyone quietly to the side?
her in front of everyone?
Incredible. Yes?
Do you know what Rossa's favorite baked good is?
Can Rossa hear this?
Give me a stealth check. I'm going to give you advantage on this.
It's a total of a 6 and a 4, so no.
Everyone hears you. Everyone in the room hears you. Everyone in the room hears you.
Boy, you need to speak quieter.
Naroon under the table just...
I have an important message.
There is a reason why we adhere to formalities.
Yes, I'm. The message. Okay, I have an important message. Obviously, Basil is a bit scatterbrained. And while his calling is born out of his just devouring of stories, he's very good at sniffing them out and finding them and adding to the archives. He's very bad at writing them down. And his way of remembering things and processing information, and everyone, please forgive me for this, is he adds melody to them. So very nervously, he says, when the last feather falls, the sage god shall shatter, the first leaf burn, the first leaf to burn shall see the small gods,
Scattered, boy, scattered.
scattered. Yeah, that's the message.
I think Kory is looking at this in horror.
Basil's opening his satchel to like try to give like a little inquisitive thumbs up to Pancakes.
Pancakes, just one of the little robot arms just raises a digit up.
Nailed it. I knew it.
For the love of the gods, living and dead, what did I do to deserve this counsel? Boy, from whence did that message come, or did you simply think that we would appreciate your melody-making skills?
Oh, sorry. Here. And he just grabs Pancakes out of the satchel and just lifts him up like Simba in The Lion King in front of everyone.
Hello. And everyone hears that.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my god.
Hey, you all heard that, right? That's not just me.
No, I heard it. Did everybody else?
Yes, we all heard it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wow. I guess they can talk now? Could they always talk?
I was not always able to communicate with you, no. What is the import of this message? I don't know.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought she was asking me.
From whence did this message come? The universe.
Helpful.
I am unable to narrow it down. Well, that is rather ominous, but I can't see any particular value in it. This first line, when the last feather falls.
A feather. Chief Roxa, I should show you something. And I untie my holy symbol and unwrap the glass feather and hold it out in front of me.
A piece of glass that looks a bit like the plate on a tortoise shell. Did you get that from the reliquary?
No.
And as you glance at it, you see that it genuinely does kind of have that almost hexagonal shape that looks as if it could slot into a tortoise shell. It seems to have shifted a little since you took hold of it.
Chief Roxa, I know that this may sound strange. This was a feather. A feather from a glass owl that I saw in the forest.
Gasps and muttering in the room. A glass owl, you say?
Yes.
Kory, you are of us the most versed in the ways of the gods. Have you had an encounter with Shahida?
I hope that I have not, because the owl is no more.
What? Did you say that? Are you saying that the god is dead?
The owl that I saw in the forest was made of glass and shattered in front of me. Moments before it did so, it told me to keep the truth safe. What that means, I don't know. Could it be Shahida? I pray to all the gods that it is not.
Basil, you know that Shahida is allegedly carved from gemstones, the colors of the aurora. It is not impossible that that is simply an interpretive translation of what may have at one point meant glass. You also know that the body of Shahida is composed of truths, that each gemstone represents a fundamental fact about the universe.
Briney's spines start to literally like tingle and go a little back and forth a little bit. And that hand he has on Basil's head just kind of gently squeezes a little bit. He says,
Boy, you know this. You know this.
and Basil just kind of closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. Okay. What was it? Gemstone of fact, body of truth, cosmos unbound, Shahida is truth. And he's just singing with his eyes closed.
Ojin sits up. He's right, you know. Shahida, composed of truths. Silly as that delivery was, he's not wrong. Well, Ojin, Basil, suppose it is a truth of Shahida. What does it mean? And does it have anything to do with this ominous gibberish, the unfortunate first words of a guardian?
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember, but everything that stands out to me is it is fact. It is fact. It is truth. And each one is a gemstone. Something about the aurora. Oh man, I was so excited when I found this. Shahida is made of truths. Shahida is made of truth. It has to be talking about Shahida.
When the last feather falls, the sage god shall shatter. What in all of the existences could have possibly led to the demise of an elder god?
They were made of paper.
Paper?
Yes, a whole swarm of them. Paper kites.
Birds.
As strange as it sounds, yes.
This feels like something that would be in your territory, Ojin. And you see that Ojin makes eye contact with you and he backs off a little bit and he gives you a second to say your piece.
Paper's magical. Sorry. Okay. Paper is like that. Magical paper is a relic. I mean, that's what we do, right? That's what we manage. I don't think we're missing any. Nothing happened at the reliquary. It's definitely not from us. And he's gently pushing his notebook into his satchel so no one sees it. He says, "We don't." I'm sorry, I'm getting worked up about this, but this is what I was made for. We speak our truths. We speak our stories so that no one person can write down what they want and change it. And it stays unchanged, and that's our job. Is we repeat everything. Paper's not what we do. Does everyone get that? And he starts getting a little worked up, probably forgetting himself. This isn't from us. We don't do this. You know what ego would put all of a people's culture under their own pen?
Are you saying that we were attacked by stories?
Careful, boy. You've done your piece. Step back.
I will leave that to the wisdom of the council.
See.
He makes an interesting point. We do not traffic in the magic of story and paper in that way. But I do not know of anyone who does. The Krakow practice oral tradition. The mortals, they're mortals. They do not have access to the divine magics that we do.
What if there were other types of magic?
Other types of magic than the divine, Rossa.
We have never seen this kind of magic before. There obviously is a different kind.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Guardians have never spoken before. Before. Sorry.
See? Basil says the same.
You might be right. It'd be novel, and I can tell by the look on Kory's face it would be fucking terrifying.
I think that while it is unlikely that there is another type of magic, I think that it would be a heresy. We should not discount it.
We have a dangerous prophecy that may or may not be real, coming from the mind of a newly awakened guardian in the light of a possible assassination of a god. I would appreciate if the council could figure out whom or what could have done this to Shahida. Council observers may observe.
Sorry, when you say council observers may observe.
That includes you, Basil.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned. Dunks the staff on the oak table. And we cut. We move back to the shrine to Shahida. And as the three of you make your way through the trees and kind of get little slits of light seeing through into this clearing, you see that it is absolutely covered in shreds of paper fluttering in the breeze.
I'd like to pick some of them up and try to figure out if there is anything meaningful written on them, and to see what it looks like they might be written in.
You turn some of this paper over in your hand, and I think you maybe hand a little of it off to Tizzy. And can't make heads or tails of it, so he hands it back, and it's blank. There's nothing descript about it. It's no longer even vaguely folded or crumpled into the shape of anything living. It is just streams and streamers of paper. So you hand it off to Basil, and you kind of push into the clearing a little further, and you see in the shrine that there is the customary holy relic encased there. It's a tortoise shell, and it seems to be unharmed.
I am going to pull out a small offering from my pocket, place it on the altar, and then I gently pick it up and start turning it over to look at it.
And Kory, you pick up this shell, and it is indeed embellished in ornate filigree. But not by hand. These channels, these patterns and swirls, have grown into the shell. And right in the center, you see that there is a plate missing.
I'm going to take out the was feather and compare it to the missing plate.
It fits.
Basil, come here. This was the feather. What do you make of this?
The piece that was missing, that's what you saw? That's what you... That was what fell?
Yes, it fell as a feather. And the owl referred to it as a truth. What truth would it be, judging from where it's missing from?
See, a lot of truths from Shahida are about everything, about the universe, about the fundamental. Okay, calm down, Basil, calm down. About the fundamental nature of everything, everything that binds us together, and all the beautiful, intricate ways that everything's connected. Everything should be connected.
Yes. Take a look at it.
Roll Arcana if you want.
Basil is very much not used to actually being called upon. And Rossa's there. And Kory, like the stature of Kory. You rolled a nat 1.
Oh no!
His mind goes blank for a minute. All the music in his mind just leaves. And it's deafening silence. And he just grabs the piece and looks at Kory and kneels down and puts it back in place.
You are standing in an empty place. Vast. Endless. With no discernible horizon. There is no light source, but everything is matte lit in a kind of purplish glow. Your brain filling in the light that must be there, but isn't there, but can't not be. And from the infinite edge of this place, you see a figure. Maybe 9 feet tall, rail thin, enrobed, with an owl's head. Take one step, and is in front of you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I assume that Kory was still holding the tortoiseshell when this happened.
Yes.
So is she there too, or?
If you want to still be holding the tortoiseshell, you both be there together, yes.
Okay, yes.
Mortals.
Shahida?
I reach over and close his jaw.
What an interesting name. Shahida. Yes. I suppose it is as good as any other. That looks like one of mine. Oh. It must be. That explains why I am not here. Not really. And you see that as it takes another step forward, reaches out this kind of Skeksis hand, this like clawed bird's hand, all made of this stained glass. It tries to put its hand on the shell and it just phases through. This form is an echo of that truth.
What is the truth?
That is an important one. A very old one, I would say. It is how you resurrect a god.
What?
It was carved when mortals decided to take it upon themselves to invent reincarnation. It is very, very valuable.
Are you the one I saw in the forest?
Perhaps. As I said, I am only the echo of this truth. But it does look like one of mine.
How do we keep it safe?
Keep it hidden.
From who?
And we cut.
I'm just there mindlessly sort of burning the little bits of paper while I'm waiting for whatever's happening to happen.
Rossa, as you light some of this paper, you see illuminated on its surface an ashy trail of dried blood.
Is it just a thing, or is it letters? Is it anything I can discern?
It is filigree, not of the earth, but drawn.
Have I seen this pattern before? It would be the same filigree.
You can't see the whole pattern. It's
No, I meant like
scraps of paper.
Filigree in general.
Filigree, capital F, filigree.
Yeah, right.
And I think you glance down. Where is Rossa's tattoo?
I'm going to say it's on the chest, and it kind of comes up a little bit onto her neck and sort of across on the collarbone. So it's kind of like that.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot, especially because I imagine that it's very flame-oriented. I think it tries to capture the abstract form of Narun more than...
Yeah, almost like it's her heart and her voice.
You put together that your tattoo is an imitation of the natural filigree of the divine. This is a corruption of that.
When I see that and put those two things together, I look at Narun, and immediately he's thinking the same thing. Filigree. Filigree. Kory! Basil!
They are standing in front of you. Their eyes have rolled back into their heads. They are not present in this moment. They are gone. Pancakes is speaking from...
Oh, Pancakes!
Pancakes is speaking from Basil's satchel.
Pancakes? What do you mean they've gone? Where?
They are conversing with the witness. I also think that it might be prudent for you to know that there is someone in the reliquary.
Kory? And she's going to just shake Kory to try and wake her up.
And the two of you, right before the witness can answer your question, how do you protect this thing? Just warg back into your body.
Just be just like,
being shaken.
Wake up!
I'm not going to get mad. I'm not
Kory,
going to get mad.
Listen, firstly, you should have waited for me. And secondly, there's someone in the reliquary. Pancakes is saying there's someone there, and I've seen this filigree, and this filigree is bad. Okay? So we need to go. There is someone breaking into the reliquary. We have to go now.
No, no one's supposed to be in there except me and Ojin. No one. I mean, Rosa. Sometimes I guess we can make it. Except no one's supposed to be in there.
Listen, Basil. Pancake says there is someone in there who shouldn't be in there, and someone that they don't recognize. So someone must be breaking in.
Oh crap! I forgot to put it. Okay, yeah. Okay. We should go.
And the three of you take off.
Basil's going to leave something behind there.
Ooh, what?
He doesn't know fully what's happening, but there is a twist in his stomach, and he knows that whenever that generally happens, his intuition is typically pretty good, and he has left his notebook filled with paper and scrawlings, and the student of oral tradition has finally, I don't know, taken off the training wheels, I guess.
I need to make a note of that.
Oh, why? Why, Patrick? Why are you making a note of that?
Amazing.
You all move to the door of the reliquary. The front door unlocked, very normal. The inner cloister door unlocked, less normal, but not impossible. The reliquary door unlocked. Basil, your missing key.
Hey, Hickory, I kind of forgot about something.
The door is hanging wide, and you see a shadow moving on the inside. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh! Sorry, I got too excited by that.
Oh, nat 20.
I got that 20 as well.
Oh, thank goodness, because Basil should not go first.
23.
All right, I get to. Now I've got to roll initiative for this guy. This guy gets a +5 to his initiative roll. It's a 16.
Okay,
It's a respectable 16.
That's all
So that's 21, which we're going to go ahead and put him at the end of initiative.
Yay!
Get him.
Cool. Okay, we are at the top of the initiative order with Kory on that incredible 23.
Hold person.
Oh,
Nice.
right out the gate.
That's such a good
I
idea.
am just not gonna play around. I want answers, and I want them now.
So you push into this room, glance at this shadowy figure, cast hold person. And I'm curious, what does it look like when Kory casts hold person? What's that visual?
I think she mutters under her breath, "Stay," and reaches out a hand and grasps it in a fist.
You see the body of this man and he sort of bubbles and roils as his body pushes out of these invisible binds. That is an 11 all in. He is going to burn his first legendary resistance. You are staring in his direction. He's still kind of veiled by shadow, but that is movement and action. You said no bonus action, so we are going to move to to Rossa.
I think I'm going to step in and cast Flame Blade. So as I kind of step into the reliquary and I draw my scimitar, it just sort of shimmers in heat and then bursts into flames as Naroon comes in next to me. Can I, if I hold it up towards the thing, because it casts a light, can I see the person now?
You can roll me a perception check.
16.
He is going to roll a deception check. He gets a plus 12 to this roll at the moment.
Plus 12?
And rolls a natural 20.
Oh my god.
He, as you step in, draw the flame. He knows exactly what is happening. He just effortlessly slips behind a shelf. You no longer have line of sight.
You bastard! Get out here! Who are you? I'm going to have Naroon go around and follow. Follow him around there. So he's got line of sight.
Okay, you have Naroon stick around. Are you having your own attack?
Yes.
Cool.
Fuck it. Why not?
Amazing.
I'm going to have him shoot some fiery breath. And then I get a +7, so 17.
That misses.
Oh, shit.
Nick's looking real worried.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little bit terrified.
Movement, action, and bonus. We are around to Basil.
On his draped across his shoulders, Bryony is getting real excited and grasping his shoulder and clenching, going,
Yes, finally, so long. You are made for this, boy. You are made for this. Just do it.
I don't know what to do. This, and he squeezes Basil's shoulder, and Basil opens his mouth to like yelp in pain, and he's going to, taking the power channeled from Bryony through Basil, cast Wind Wall.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Into the back room. Basil has a lot of nascent power from Brinalock, but he doesn't really ever use it, and he just knows that they have to stop someone in here and is going to overshoot it.
That's a strength save. That's really fucking good. He gets a +3 to this roll, so if I get a 12 or better, that's a 16 on the die.
No.
Who is this guy?
Wind rushes through this room, and one by one, like dominoes, shelves start to fall. And you see this man leap onto one of these shelves and kind of like surf it toward the back and land. I'm going to say that you did manage to push him further away from you by about 20 or 30 feet, but he is on his feet and still kind of in the shadows.
This does Naroon get affected by this wind wall?
Yeah, he'll have to make a save.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's just coming out of Basil's mouth.
Yeah, DC 15 strength save. I am also going to say that if you don't want the others to get caught in this, you're going to be front of pack.
Yeah, that's kind of, he stepped forward as he screamed it out.
None. No, he does not.
He fails?
Yeah, he fails.
Okay. That means that he takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage. Oh, you know what? The other guy takes half as much on a successful save. There's no reason why he wouldn't, so please go ahead and roll.
That's an 8, and a 5, so that's 16, 21? Nope, 21.
21. All right, he takes 21 points of damage.
He releases all of it and then looks over at Rosa with just like the most remorseful look on his face.
She's just like, her eyes wide, just looking at Basil like, what did you do?
Got him.
No, he's like, I'm okay.
Bonus action Misty Step. This man appears in front of you, shadow wreathing off of him. You can get a clearer look at his face, gaunt, sunken, wide-eyed, with veins visible. He is wearing light ceramic armor, and he has in his hands an iron greatsword, and you hear his hands kind of tighten around the leather grip, and he is going to take a swing at you. He rolled a nat 1. How would you like to react to this?
As the swing comes in and Basil is completely winded looking at Rosa, Bryony twitches his head over, and as the sword comes in, he lifts a claw and says,
No.
and deflects the sword.
Incredible. We are going to hit again. That is a 25 to hit.
I think that hits.
Bryony grabs this sword, and there's not even another swing. He just pulls it across Bryony's claw, and Bryony vanishes.
Basil lets out an audible extra gasp and goes to his knees.
He kind of kicks you over so that you're sort of out of the way, and you see pancakes kind of tumble out of your satchel, and he clenches his fist into a knot of blood-red vines.
Bastard, I knew it!
And pancakes contorts, little tendrils of blood vines poking out of the places where his plates overlap, and he rises to his feet and climbs onto the man's shoulders.
Pancakes, what are you doing?
You hear, "Don't die." As Pancakes climbs up to his shoulders, he says, "There you are. Thank you all for bringing him back to me." It is over to Kory.
She is going to guiding bolt this guy at 4th level
Nice.
Incredible.
and see what happens. That is a 24.
That fucking hits.
Good.
Fucking better.
I was going to say.
And for all of you listening, that is 7d6.
Jesus Christ.
So let's hope
Jesus,
let's hope
come
it
on.
It
goes good.
sounds like bones.
Lots of sixes.
26.
Ugh. Well, I was planning on leaving peacefully, but now I'm not so sure.
She moves in front of the others because she knows that she has stronger armor.
That is going to be movement. Action, no bonus. We're going to move to Rossa.
I am going to cast Snare.
He fails. He's going to burn his
Nice.
second legendary resistance.
No!
And so you summon up these tendrils, this snare, and he stamps his boot on the ground, and they turn into blood vines and dissolve in ash.
Yeah. I'm just staying behind Kory at this point.
Fantastic. Basil.
This is not the first time that Bryony's been gone.
Correct.
But it happened, the last time was a long time ago. Basil has not used the powers often without Bryony, and he knows of only one way to remember how to do it. And right now, seeing how badly he just screwed up, he closes his eyes, he looks away from Rossa, and he's thinking to himself, and then did this to myself. He starts singing under his breath, and you hear him sing on a shaky voice. From earth we spring, to rock we cling, and to stone again we'll be. And he casts merge into stone, and you see him just sink into the floor.
Well, I should have known you would have come with some tricks. That's a fun one. I ain't seen the likes of that before. And he is going to attack Kory. Kory does a 15 hit.
No.
Okay, we're going to go
Nice.
again. Does a 25 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 16 points of slashing damage and 6 points of necrotic damage
Oof.
Got it.
as this iron greatsword slices across your hamstring, and you drop to one knee. And he kneels down, careful not to topple Pancakes. And he says, I think that's enough for one day, don't you, love?
Care to answer a question before you go?
Why not? I'm feeling generous.
What are you here for?
I got what I'm here for. And he sort of lifts a shoulder, and Pancakes twitches in pain. So I'm gonna go ahead and go now. But I'll be back before too long, don't you worry, love. And you tell your Shahida that their holiness the Empress is going to be seeing them very soon. And he snaps a finger bearing a massive signet ring. Blood vines wrap around his entire body, pull him through the floor, and he vanishes.
Blimey, what an episode. Patrick surely knows how to keep us on the edge of our seats. We love him for it. But none of this would be possible without the thanks of our patrons. We have 2 new patrons to say thank you to today. David Elliott and Eggman. Thank you so much. And Eggman, you are a new defender, so a double thank you. Leading us on to the rest of our steadfast rally defenders. So a big thank you to Darlene Wallace, Derek Silverstone, Elderberry, GamerTube HD, Icewind Gale, Lord Dreamer, Lucas Carter, Michael McFarlane, Patty, Randolph Jenkins, and of course, Reshi Snivy. Thank you again, and see you next time.